hanging around outside. Right. I'm just going to pause. Hi, Teresa. I take it that your computer is still not happening because it is Teresa's iPhone. So whenever you figure this out, can you turn on both audio and video? I know you're there. I think it does take longer on the phone. And Alexa, are you on a laptop?
Yes.
Okay, great. Because you can move it around.
Yeah, yeah.
And Alexa, I don't know that I gave you a list of things to bring, which you may not happen to have in your room.
So I went on a little search. I have a soccer ball. I have, instead of chopsticks, because I can't eat Asian food, I have markers. And then I don't have a plastic grocery bag, so I have a garbage bag.
That's wonderful.
Oh, that is, I could not find a rope or anything like that.
Ah, look, nice. Okay, everybody's showing me their props. Thank you. And I think, you know, the more important thing, and also Max and Teresa, I don't know what is in your living room that you could stand on to make for an uneven surface. But what I did is I rolled up my rug part way. You could see that. Okay, it's a little, oh, all right. So you're gonna probably lay them down because I want you to have enough surface to walk on so that you're not constantly having to turn around and go in the other direction. So I guess as long as you put them, they're about the same, I don't know. Everyone's is going to be different, so it doesn't.
Across it or down? Yeah. Just like.
Yeah, great. That's great. And as I guess you saw, you know, from our video, from the film, it was easier because we went outside.
Yes.
And there was a lot of grass, and it was bumpy grass.
Hello?
Remember how much when you walked, you can't even take 3 steps on that. Are you on this way? This way, and then this way.
Looks like at the time. The Western! I thought you were looking at the kitchen. See how they've got it. What time? What time? 3. Okay. Okay, and then we can go anything, and then you don't have to walk.
Hi, Judy.
Hello.
How are you today?
Oh, it's a beautiful day. How are you today?
Gorgeous. I am well. And Judy, and I don't see Ed yet, but this is Alexa, who is our other intern.
Hi.
And Kaylee. Kaylee.
Hey.
Kaylee, who
Hi,
is helping
Kaylee.
out today.
Hi.
Yeah, some good helpers. How's your kitty cat?
Both of them are doing well, and one of them is here.
Oh, can I
But we'll-
see him?
Oh.
This guy.
Oh, oh,
Oh, oh, oh,
oh,
oh.
he's so what's his name?
His name is Bucks Dahuda.
Buxton.
Bucks Dahuda, but I call him Bucks. Bucks Dahuda is one of my favorite Renaissance composers, and I listen to very strange music. So, hi, Jenny.
Hi, I've sung Buxtehude.
Have you really?
So I was in a chamber choir when I was in college.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, but I figured, I wouldn't always get Dietrich Bucks Dahuda out of my mouth. So Bucks is a nice short way.
I bet you're a vet. You have to spell it.
I just went today, but we'll get it.
So just waiting for Frank and Barbara and for Ed, and then we'll get started. And Alexa
Yes.
and Kaylee, I will more formally introduce you. Formally. And yes, cool. So, Judy, would you ask Ed to join?
You. Honey, you.
Can you see what I'm playing now?
Hi, Barbara and Frank.
We have that this week.
I'm not ready for it.
So everybody, first, let me introduce Alexa Rubin, who is our other intern on the project. And she is a third-year nursing student at Drexel. I assume that Kaylee is as well. So thanks to suggestions from all of you, because I am here by myself, we thought it would be great, other than seeing the couple in the film, if our intern could actually have somebody with her for doing demos. So that may maybe make it a little bit easier. I'm also I'm queuing up little pieces of the film because, we really specifically worked on certain activities there. And I will share my screen when we get up to those pieces. But I'm really grateful for, as I said to you, I have never done this online, and you guys are the premier group. And if you have any suggestions as to how to make this clearer, more effective, less confusing, and more getting to the point, certainly. Also, thanks to a suggestion, when I am making any kind of comment to you, I will use your names first, because I know it's with a lot of people in a room, sometimes we just don't know. Before we get going, not that we should be thinking of the future, we are always in the present, but just thinking about next week. Next week is really the bedroom and the bathroom. And if you do not, first of all, if you cannot move your computer and your computer is where it is, we will deal with that, because probably you will have a couch, something like that. If you are willing and you don't mind being in bed on screen, and I can show you, and then you can turn off your video. That's my thought, that you will actually be doing it. You won't get any corrections from me because I can't see what you're doing, but that would be one way to handle it. So just think about that. In terms of the bathroom, I think, again, you could see they were getting in and out of a tub. If you don't have a tub, this is not a problem. The shower stall probably would be a great thing to be working in. And I will be in my shower stall and on my bed. So again, if you just don't choose to do this in public with people you really don't know, I totally understand. I never ever thought of this happening this way. So let us begin. We're going to begin this week with hands. This is my partner this week. And luckily, Alexa and Kaylee have two hands. But right now, what I would like you to do, and again, I think you probably saw it in the film, is you're going to turn your chairs to sit across from one another. And what we're going to do is this exercise I call skinship. So the idea is that, again, one person is holding hands on the bottom and supporting, and the other is giving weight, just a little weight on top. And the person on the bottom is going to feel certain emotions that you will translate by touch. So I'm going to ask you to have happy hands, to have angry hands, to have sad hands. And in whatever way you feel, you can communicate that emotion. No talking and no thumbs. I want you to listen to my instructions for the emotion, transfer them to your partner, and then afterward, I won't say anything. You're just going to do it together, and the other person will try to assess what you are giving them. Okay? Is that clear?
Yes.
Good.
Got a fly in their head.
I'm sorry, what?
My husband said I have a fly on my head.
Oh, yes. Well, that
It'll go away. It'll go away.
it's always, yeah, you know, it's funny because maybe you tell your partner if they have a fly on their head. Hey, we won't worry about that. All right. So, and of course, we're going to flip over and the other person will get to do it too. So first, hold hands and remember what we're doing in terms of weightedness, because certain emotions, right, being very sad would probably give more weight than surprise. So think about weightedness. Certainly think about friction. How much of your hand are you giving to your partner and how much do you feel from your partner? And then of course, stickiness. So if there's an emotion like surprise, you might not be as sticky as you would be for comforting. Okay, so everybody, I'd like you to look at your partner. Don't look at the hands because you're not going to see much. You're just going to feel. So I'd like you to convey happy.
Okay. The Band-Aid fell on the floor. Where'd that come from?
Okay, wait a second.
Fell from your arm.
No, hold on, guys. I am going to mute you. You can, I don't really want you to discuss it. I just want you to transfer the emotion, okay? So I'm not going to mute
Did
you.
you get one this morning in the flu shot? Oh,
Okay, so next one, sad.
That's just happy.
So first one was happy, and now I want you to have sad hands.
That's sad, yeah. Happy.
No, no talking. Oh, I see what you're doing. Okay. Okay, angry hands. Surprised hands. Now transfer the idea of being relieved. And sympathetic. Maybe something happened to the other person and you want to convey your sense of sympathy. And now full of pride. You accomplished something great. And now gratitude. because maybe the other person did something wonderful for you.
Jump rope.
Hmm.
Okay. Let's switch. So the other person is going to be on the bottom
It worked.
and just
Put it
receiving.
on a trash can.
So when you are receiving, try not to convey any emotion. You just want to see what the other person's giving you. So person on top now is being happy.
I'm happy. Sad.
Don't jump ahead. Now sad. Now get sad. Now be angry. Surprise. Relieved. Phew. Sympathetic. Very proud.
Don't you bend your arms. Don't keep getting
No talking. And finally, feeling great gratitude. And now take your hands away and kind of refresh your hands. And now we're going to switch. I'm not going to give you any cues. So you are cueing one another with an emotion. So do it long enough so that the other person, now I'm going to mute you because it's just going to sound terrible. So do it long enough that the other person really gets the sense of what you are trying to convey, and then tell them what you think it is. Okay, now switch to another emotion. And a third one. And if your partner isn't getting it, go back and do the same one again and see what it is that you can transfer that's a little bit clearer. Okay, and now flip. So the other person is going to be giving the emotion and the one on the bottom is going to be receiving. And pick another one. And then a third one. Okay, nice. So once again, sort of clear the air with your hands. So we probably do this, this exercise without making it into an exercise very often. If something happens, right? Somebody gets some bad news, and you put a hand on his shoulder, you touch his face, you do all of those things. But right now, what I'm trying to get out of you is that you actually get really specific about what can you convey just with touch, without those words. So before we start to do anything, I have this is actually because I'm also taking a drawing class. It's not just that I have random body parts around the house. But what I thought was useful here is that it allows me to show how do we hold hands, right? So first think about when you hold your palms are together and your thumb is on the back side of your partner's hand. So just try a regular hand hold. And while you're holding hands, just do something like rotating maybe from, your wrist. You could do it with one hand, you could do it with both hands, but use the same hand hold on both sides. Okay, now, unfortunately, this guy's not so good. Interlace your fingers so that you have one finger inside all the way down to the webbing, and then see where your palms end up. So it can really make for a very strong seal, but I want you to see that it's tougher, right, to move your partner around when you're like this, because you have to let go of so much. So probably this hand hold is going to work better for you. Then we're going to do what I call a circus hold. If you were going to take somebody on your cheerleading, as Alexa points out, if you were going to take somebody on your shoulders and hold their hands, you are going to be basically linked at the wrists. And again, I want you to think about, this would not probably work for the circus, but really try not to make a strong grip. It's more about the friction in between your palms that then just falls down toward your fingers. So it's like, those little toys that you used to get, and you try and pull your fingers out and the thing would kind of get narrower. I don't know what they're called, but anyway.
What are they, Chinese finger traps?
Yeah. And of course they came from China, like the virus, right? But anyway, that's what I'm demonstrating here. And also note, see how I've sort of opened my index and middle finger on both sides? So that is giving me more skin surface, right, than if I had fingers together. So I'm working like in real little depth here. You may not need this, but it's great if something that I'm teaching you isn't working, try a different handhold. So next, and I think I'm going to have Alexa and Kaylee do this. You're probably going to have to stand up. So this is called a skater's hold. So you have one hand is coming across your own body and the other hand is extended to your partner. Yes, so the arms cross. If you look at your screen, you will see Kaylee and Alexa doing it. Just like that. Judy and Ed, can you see that? See what they're doing? Can you come? Yeah. Judy, are you using a phone? So they're over there. I don't know where they are on your screen. See Alexa and Kaylee? So you're taking one of each hand, not in back of you, but in front of you. So both of your hands are in front of your body and then in front of your partner's body. I can't see your hands. So So open your grip. I can't, can you stand a little bit further away, Judy? No, a little away. So your elbows are not touching your waist. Your hands are away from you and toward your partner. Just look at what they're doing over here. Yes, everyone else seems to have this. Nice. Frank and Barbara. I can't really see Frank's arm. I think it's your lighting. I think that's right. Yes, I think that's right. Okay, Judy and Ed. Can you come back and try? So both Judy and Ed, take your arms and just go like this. Each one of you is going to, yes. And now let them down and hold each other's hands that are extended. Just open your fingers, open your hands. Yes, take her hand and don't interlace the fingers. Just hold hands. Yes, Judy. So Ed, just put your, but don't turn your wrists over. Your hands are extended. That looks pretty good, but your back hands, your palms want to touch. Yeah. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
See how you're rotating your arm, Judy? Don't do that. Just let your elbow sort of hang. So turn your hand over. Ed, turn your hand over. Yes, yes. Now just let your elbows, yes. Okay, super. All right, one more, then we'll move on. Now I want to do what I call around the waist and secure. I can always turn on the video as well, but I think Alexa and Kaylee will be able to show. So Alexa's gonna just watch them for a minute. Alexa's gonna put her arm around Kaylee's waist. Then Kaylee's inside arm and Alexa's outside arm will be held. And the hand on Kaylee's waist, Kaylee's gonna put her own hand on top of it. Yes. And now if you guys would turn around so we could see your back. Yes, yes, yes. So see how much support, stop. See how much support she has in back. Great. So do that with one another. You guys can turn back now. And then after you've done that, switch partners. So the person who was being held around the waist will hold around the waist. And you could be any size, which is great about this hold. The more your back arm touches all the way down, from your shoulder all the way to your palm, you're making that connection with your partner's back. So Judy, Ed, put your left hand on your own waist. Yep. And Judy, yes, that's it. You got it. Judy, come even closer to him. So you also want your, yes, Jenny and Bruce, wonderful, because you want your hips, you want to make that seam between your two bodies. That looks great. Okay, so put that in the back of your minds, and we're going to move on. We're going to move on to the gait belt and the plastic bag. Wasn't this fun to get this box of goodies? So, one of you put the belt on. And then just stick your bag on a chair. This is, and I'm gonna play the video of it after I explain this. My belt doesn't have any handholds on it, but that's fine. So look at your screen for 1 second. I hope you have your very light plastic bag from the supermarket. And the person who's going to sit down first is the person who has the belt on. And you're just going to sit on that bag. And while we're waiting for everybody, if you're seated on a plastic bag, just do the chubby checker. Just like you're a lazy Susan, you're just moving in space. Good, good. Ed, let your whole body go, whole body. You may need to take a foot to either side so that you really see how much you can swivel. Nice. And if you have any doubts, look at Alexa.
I'm having a little bit of trouble. It's not as slippery as I thought it would be.
Yeah, I know. These are really slippery. So if you get
it's okay.
apples or green peppers or something like that. Okay. So person who is not wearing the belt. First of all, person who is wearing the belt, you're getting out of a car. So we know that the space is limited. And I would love you as homework to take your plastic bags to the car and your gate belts and just give it a whirl after we do it. So the person who is wearing the belt, who's getting out of the car, is going to come to the front of the seat. And then we're going to pretend that here's my car door, right? And I want to get out. So wherever you are, you have to be sideways to the opening of your car. And depending on the size of your car, your feet will either be up on the running board, or if you have a small car, they'll be on the pavement. If for some reason or that particular day, it is too difficult for you to move your legs that far, your partner's going to have to give you that help, and you're going to tell them, I want to move my right leg, I want to move my left leg, okay? So right now, let's not bother with that. Let's just do the bigger picture. So we're getting on the side. Your partner standing is going to think about moving you, right? So your back foot is back. So Kaylee and Alexa, yes, that's good. But Alexa, I want you to put your feet on the pavement. Let's imagine that you have feet on the pavement. Good. Kaylee, put your feet in between, one back foot in between her foot. Decide where the car door is opening first.
This is like our car door.
Great. Great. Okay. And just as we did last week, we're going to come in and hug them. Now, you have to protect their head as they're getting out of the car, but we're going to do that same rocking. The person who is getting out of the car is going to start counting 1, 2, 3, and you're going to hold the gate belt. Don't hold the person. So I think all of your belts have handholds. I know that Alexa doesn't have a belt, no problem. So you want at least one hand on the handhold. The other may have to protect their head depending on the size of your car. Yep. Okay. Now, Bruce, you need to put your foot in between her feet, just the way we did it getting out of a regular chair. But because she's going to be coming toward you, and the two of you are going to kind of hug as you stand up. All right? So give it a whirl. Come in as close as possible, and you don't have to hold the head as soon as it's cleared the car door. Then you can hold them. And, oh, Jenny, put your arm, yes. Yes. Once you come out, make sure that your center of gravity comes back together. Remember what we did last week. So Frank, come toward Barbara, and then Barbara, give him the count to get out of that chair. The two of you need to rock. Yes, great. And then Barbara is up. Good. Stay there for a moment. So Jenny and Bruce, I have a feeling you're holding like just pieces of your hand rather than a whole body. Yeah, the hand that's closer to the camera. If you have done it successfully, turn around, put the belt on the other person, and do it on the other side. I mean, with the other partner in the chair. Nice. So Bruce, after you have pulled her toward you, depending on the momentum, she may have tipped you kind of backwards. So make sure you get your body back in a straight line and aren't leaning back, and that her body weight is not tipping you over. Yes? Okay, switching belts. This is looking good. And then we'll watch the film of it.
The belt just seems to slip around. I didn't get much, it didn't seem anchored at all.
Really? Well, usually you can secure them pretty well. I may have bought you the wrong kind. So by the way, these gait belts, again, nobody here really needs them now, but they're wonderful for physical therapy, for moving people, for doing transfers. I bet Alexa has already been, have you used them?
Do we learn about gait belts and stations?
Like,
Briefly.
Briefly.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm doing it. Not you.
So Jenny, you don't want to put your hands on the belt? Are there handholds on the belt?
Yeah, there are.
I think you need the other one.
Okay.
I wanna put my hands-
Give that a whirl.
Okay.
And
I think
And Ed, yes, hold on to the side handle and make sure she doesn't bump her head.
Has to go not into your shoulder, higher, lower.
Okay.
Nice. Max and Teresa, that looks really good.
Okay. 1, 2.
All right. Okay. So I am going to, if everybody just take a seat. Let's see if I can show this. I am going to share my screen. Does everybody see my screen? Yeah? Do you see
Yeah.
the film?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Wonderful. All right, we're just going to watch them in the house and then in the car. Somebody's weight. So what we're going to do is we're going to basically any sized person, and you'll see it has 3 sets of hand Well, I just want to move to have the car door open. So she's going to hold on to the handle and swivel herself around so that she can take both of her legs out of the car. And if for any reason your legs are not working today, your partner can physically move your legs out of the car to do this. If it's a low enough car, you may be able to get your feet right on the pavement. And otherwise, they're just going to be on the edge of the bottom of the car. Don't let them dangle in space if you have a high car. Okay, Duff. Duff is going to come around and he's going to grab the handle with his left hand on the side of her waist and then the nearer back handle. And she's going to hug him again. He's going to pretend that his back right foot is now off the pavement, out of the car, out of the, Both of his feet are on the pavement. So you have to imagine that her legs are higher than his at the moment, probably. And as she gives him the cue, first he's going to maneuver her side to side until she's right on the lip of the car seat. You can just tell him to do that. And then, using the handles, he's going to pull her toward him. And before they do this, she's going to give him the cue, the momentum cue. And as she comes toward him, now remember again, this is leaving one level and going to a lower level. He's going to lean back toward her so their center of gravity comes back together again. Let's give it a try. Good. Yes, they were. You'll be a little they were unstable.
Yeah,
So
that's one hand.
so let's go outside.
I think he does do it with one hand.
The ground, which is terrific. If you have a higher car, you're going to have to put both feet on that running board. Right. You don't need to.
That'd be hard.
So Duff is going to come toward her, and now he's going to put one foot between her feet and the other foot braced backwards. The thing that they really want to think about, aside from the momentum and holding onto the gait belt that she's wearing, is making sure their heads are protected. So as they rock together, Duff is going to try and protect her head so she doesn't wham it on the top of the car. So he has a lot of work to do here. And she's just going to put her hands around his waist.
No hand.
Right.
Grab the belt.
And begin. She's counting.
Kind of looks like mine,
Hold
doesn't it?
together. Good.
Yeah.
All right.
You know.
So I want to see the bigger person. Yes, I want you to switch. Okay. So,
Let's see what she's-
whoops. Wait a minute. Hold on. Eeks. I thought I stopped. I didn't. And all right. So the whole business of what you're holding on to is experimental once you get to the car. But I do know that a lot of people have had some success with this. So give it a whirl sometime this week and see where it goes. So I would now like to move on to chopsticks, which are here. So we're first going to do this on a flat surface, and then we're going to do an uneven surface. And I think I showed you guys, I just rolled up my rug a little bit to make something that was uneven. And you can use, you know, towels or blankets or whatever. But for now, so this is, first of all, we're going to do it separately. All right. I have a chopstick in each hand, and all you really need to see is my legs here. But right now, if you would just, I think probably better to pin my screen so you can really see what I'm doing. All right. So I have one of these in each hand, and I'm going to first experiment with taking one foot and one arm forward and coming back. The opposite foot to the arm that's working. So if I have my right leg going forward, I have my left hand going forward. So don't do anything yet. Just watch what I'm doing. We're going to keep going forward and back, forward and back. So we get the idea of that opposition. Where is your weight? So it's kind of divided in your body. You're not moving the hand where the leg is. You're moving the other hand. And then we'll do it back and forth. This is by yourself first, okay? Then I want you to think of actually moving forward. So I start with my hands at my waist. I'm going to step together. Then I want the same leg that I just put back, step together. Same leg I just put back, step. So it's kind of like the wedding march, right? Bum, bum, ba-bum, bum, bum, ba-bum, and then we add hands. So let's just try that. So the idea is you're doing this next to your partner, but not with your partner. And I'm going to give you a beat. And those of you who dance with me, you know I'm going to say 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1. And on 1, you move the first. So everybody's standing and ready to go, right? Uh-huh. Yeah, and if you don't have room in your room for the two of you to be standing next to each other, just, you could stagger. Good. All right. Get ready, and 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1. Together. 2. Together. 1. Together. 2. Together. Again, because we have such limited spaces, I'm going to suggest that you kind of make a circle just so you can keep going. And after you've made a whole circle, if you're there, you're going to turn around however you want to turn and go in the other direction, just so you don't get dizzy. All right? We need a playground. All right, so get wherever you're going to be. And 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1. Together. 2. Together. 1. Together. 2. Together. If you don't have chopsticks, whatever the thing is in your hand, extend your hand and foot at the same time. Right? 2, 3, 4. I'm giving 5, 6, 7, 8. 1. Together. 2. Together. 1. Together. 2. Together. So Barbara and Frank, that's fine. Just step forward and back. You don't have to go anywhere. Together. 1. Together. 2. Together. You can make smaller steps. 1. Together. 2. Together. Okay, that's looking very nice. Now, so Alexa and Kaylee, you're going to have to take one of those markers. So here's what your partner is going to be doing. This is what I call the three-legged race. Remember when you used to do that? So now you must coordinate with your partner. And I'm going to ask you in a minute to pin Kaylee and Alexa. My partner's leg is here. This is my inside leg. I have 2 chopsticks on my outside, and my partner has 2 chopsticks on her outside. When I walk with my partner, when we take our inside leg forward, our 2 arms come up, and then we step together. When we take our outside legs, and we can hold each other around the waist, we take our outside legs together, we don't lift our chopsticks. Inside, here, I'm going to take smaller steps, all right? 5, 6, watch my inside leg, and step together, step together, step together, step together, step together. You get it? So the chopsticks only move when your inside leg moves. So right now, could you pin Alexa and Kaylee before you go off on your own? I would like you to pin Alexa and Kaylee. And I know that they don't have any chopsticks, but that doesn't really matter. They have something. Oh, great. They have markers.
Yes.
All right. All right. Kaylee and Alexa, I'm going to give you the beat. 5, 6, 7, 8. And 1 together. 2 together. 1 together. 2
I'm gonna walk on
together.
the screen. Inside, then out. Yeah.
I know this is so hard to see.
Wow. When you
Wow.
it's so much easier, and then when you actually do it, it's a little bit harder. So,
Yes. So it's a kind of a brain tease thing.
yeah.
So, but that's why having something in your hand is kind of reminding your brain, oh, this is extending. This is extending. And the feeling of your partner's leg against your leg means that you lift both of those legs at one time. This course is all about trying to coordinate your own movements with somebody else's, right?
Mhm.
Okay, let's give it a whirl. And once again, I will count. Okay, and I am going to suggest, just because of the spaces you're in, take small steps. I'm going to give you more time in between. So it's going to be 1 together, 2 together, 1 together. So you know what? Let's just start without the chopsticks. Let's just do the legs so that you have that feeling of moving inside legs together, moving outside legs together. Can we just try that? And then we'll put the chopsticks with it. Okay, and 5, 6, 7, 8, go. 1 together, 2 together, 3 together, 4 together. It's like getting on an escalator. Together. 2 together. Bruce and Jenny, what's happening? Go. Together. Go. And you know what? Let's go to breakout rooms, because it's so distracting and I can't pay attention to you. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to send Bruce and Jenny and Teresa and Max with Alexa and Kaylee. And you guys, other guys, will stay with me. Hold on. Here's a breakout room. And assign you manually. And Alexa, Jenny, and Teresa, you guys are going to go to a room. Goodbye. Okay. So, I think this will work better. Let's see. I know that this is complicated, and it's also because you've never done anything like it, but it will be great for homework, right? Okay. So guys, go wherever you're going to go in your room. And so Barbara and Frank, just start coming toward the camera. Inside legs, start with your inside legs. And you are going to, if you can, yes, great. Out and back. In, nice, and back, out and back. Barbara, lift the chopsticks every time you do the inside leg. And yes, perfect. Ah, nice. Each time, inside leg up, great. Judy and Ed, I can't see you, so I don't know what you're doing. And back, out, and so Barbara and Frank, Judy and Ed, I don't know exactly where you are, but Barbara and Frank, I want the impetus of that forward movement. You can feel when your partner's going, right, Barbara? So you, in some way, are also feeling when he's lifting his outside arm. So make that awareness. If somewhere you haven't triggered your own arm, think about his arm. Okay, so I want you to take your 2 inside legs forward, lift your thing, and just stop for a minute. Yes, stay there. Barbara, lift. And then just drag the foot back and come back to beginning. Now, outside legs forward. No arms. Great. And drag the legs back. Inside with arms. Going up. Great. And come back. Outside. Nice. And what I see here, perfect. What I see here is you really are centering and getting your center of gravity back together again after you have taken that momentum step forward. So let me see, Judy and Ed, how are you doing? Okay, so Judy and Ed, can you hear me? Great. So the stick, you want the stick up when you take the thing out and then back down. Yup, up. So this is only my inside leg and down. So take each other around the waist. And I can see it's hard to get space over here, but go forward. So Ed, put your hand down until you take the step. So start together and then inside leg, lift the arm. And put that leg back. So Barbara and Frank, could you just show them what you're doing? They don't have much space. So they're just moving forward and back, other foot forward and back. So you don't have to go anywhere else. Just put one foot forward, one foot back. But each time, Ed, take the hand up and then put it down. Up and yes, good, great. Now step with that. So you feel each other's momentum, great. And put it back, down. And other foot, don't, for your outside foot, no hands. So I can't see which foot you're using. Yes, good. And then put it back. And then outside foot, no hands. Great. Lovely. Okay. I'm going to put us all back together again. And the participants are coming back. So you can put the chopsticks somewhere and just start to look at your, whatever you have in your room. I want you to think about 1 foot on and 1 foot off this surface. Because I think, as I've said, when we're getting toward bad weather, I want to be sure they haven't actually seen that their rooms are closing. I don't know how to get them back. Oh, I see. Yeah, so Judy and Ed, do you have something to put on the floor so that you have an uneven surface? I'm gonna have to unmute, I think. Wait a minute. Alexa?
Yes.
Oh, good. Okay. All right. So everybody, you can put your chopsticks down for now, but we're going to pick them up again. What I really want is so that you see this uneven surface. And I don't actually, Alexa, I don't know that you have one, but don't worry about it. So I rolled up the rug, right? And again, without your partner, what I would like is just the experience of squishy, soft, hard, soft, hard, soft, hard. And then
And you stand.
you're going to take your partner around the waist. And what I would like, again, it depends on the space you have. I'm going to assume that my partner can fit on this with me. So I'm going to take a couple of steps with my partner, and then we're both going to move off and on, and step and off and on, so that you have, again, the experience of
Step on.
Mhm. So first, just try it by yourself so that you have that feeling. It's kind of like you were on grass and then you were on pavement. Grass and pavement.
The floor, can you see?
Yes. So Jenny, that looks good.
We're doing it.
We're
Oh,
doing
I
it.
see.
Can you see us over here?
I don't think you can see us, but we're doing it. Trust us. We're doing
I
it.
totally believe you guys.
Oh,
Can you
okay.
see us over
I'm
here?
sure you're going to be doing this all week.
Okay.
You're
Great.
so,
We're
So
doing it.
if you can watch Jenny and Bruce for a minute. Jenny and
Sure.
Bruce, I'm going to suggest that you
See
take
Jenny
your
and Bruce.
inside legs on that rug.
Okay.
Hold each other around the waist, just the way you were doing your chopsticks. Okay?
Okay.
Put your inside legs on the squishy surface. Great. And now you'll do one pass coming toward the camera. Squishy and hard. Squishy and hard. Great. And then you're going to turn around and go in the opposite direction. When you get halfway there.
Okay, halfway there.
Right. Now, Jenny is going to give Bruce the cue by basically tugging a little on his waist, and she's going to crab walk. By that I mean walk sideways, so that he has to come across the rug and onto the flat. No, don't turn around. Just go sideways. Side together. Until, Jenny, until you're off it, yes. And then make him go off it too. So keep going to your side together. Exactly. When both of them are off it, he will take the lead, and giving her a cue around her waist, he will take her to the right. I don't know if it's right or left. Go ahead. Together. See what they're doing? Is that pretty clear?
yes.
Okay. So they are cueing each other to move their bodies sideways. And then, Jenny and Bruce, if you want to get fancy, you can give a cue to go sideways and then forward, or sideways and then backward. Yeah. But move your same leg together. So the same kind of rhythmic movement. Side together, side together. Yes, so see, Bruce, you stepped before she stepped.
When we're moving sideways, we can't move the same foot because we'd be stepping on top of each other.
So she has to make a little space, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that yes, your hips are together, but you can move sideways together. Move your, she's gonna have to put her inside leg a little bit in front of your inside foot. Yes, just like that.
Okay.
So you're, I'm sorry, I should have said that. You're a little bit on the diagonal. I couldn't see where your feet were. Does everybody see that? So the one partner has to be a little bit behind the other so that the two legs can move at the same time.
Right. Okay.
So they're going to take their right legs together and go. Nice. That's beautiful. That's exactly what I was aiming for. So you see, they still have to negotiate the squishy and the hard, but they're also at the same time cueing each other to move side to side and front to back. Can you guys try that in your own spaces? Don't look at me.
A lot easier.
Yes, Barbara and Frank, nice. You may want to be that's beautiful. Going on and off it, and Teresa and Max, yes. Slow it down, slow it down, slow it down.
Yeah.
Wonderful. And side, together, beautiful. Ah, I can tell you go to a dance class, Teresa and Max.
Great. One.
Yes. And then see if you can negotiate making that complete turnaround with your partner without losing their waist. So you're gonna, again, have to take little steps to pivot yourself. Pivot, 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 to turn. So Barbara and Frank, you're gonna, yes, so your front foot, that's good. You're like the Rockettes. Remember when they all went in a line? The one on the end had to move more than the one closest to the center. So Barbara, you have to take bigger steps than Frank to make that circle. That's perfect. Okay, Judy, put your hand on top of Ed's hand around your waist. No, no, no. Ed, the way you had her before.
Yes.
Yes, so that she can secure your body to hers. Come back toward the screen because I can't see you.
Oh,
Yeah? Okay, good. Now turn a little bit, because I can't see your hands in the back. Uh-huh. So Ed, now, you have her around the waist?
Yes.
So Judy, yes, good. Judy, put your hand on top of his hand, and that will give you even more snugness for making these turns.
Yeah, we want to snug.
You want to be snug, exactly.
We want to be snug and snuggy. Snuggle.
Okay, you guys, Judy and Ed, try a whole turn around.
Okay.
So Ed will have to take bigger steps than Judy to negotiate that. And now try not to look at your feet. Just feel the side of her body against your body. Wonderful.
Supposed to go around.
Go around. I can't see you using the same foot, but it seems likely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I like that.
That was great, folks.
Like that.
Have a seat.
Okay. You can have a seat.
Okay. So we didn't get up to the rope. We will do that next week. So homework, practice getting in and out of the car. Go outside somewhere where there is grass and you don't feel in any peril.
Oh, next week. Okay.
No, during the week, So it's beautiful out. Find a space where maybe there's grass and there's cement. And then you can practice doing that. And then the last thing you were supposed to do was play catch while both of you are moving on that surface. It's so hard to play catch with myself. But you get the idea. So you want to be constantly moving and seeing and not looking at your feet because you're looking for the ball. So this is going to be too hard to do in living rooms, but try it outside where there's grass. Okay? So for next week, I'm just going to say this again. We're going to be in the bedroom and the bathroom, or I'm going to be in the bedroom and bathroom. If you feel uncomfortable about that, you can turn your cameras off. If you would prefer to do it where you are, like Barbara and Frank, you could use that sofa. That would be fine. And we'll figure out the bathroom thing. In the video, you will see, how many of you have a bathtub? Yeah. We should be doing a bathtub. So I will take you in my bathroom. And we'll figure it out. And Alexa will be here next week. Alexa, we'll talk later.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. Are there any questions? Okay. For next week, please watch video number 4. And if you have any, if you are not exactly sure what was going on with the getting in and out of cars or the uneven surfaces, go and see videos 3 and 2. And meanwhile, I will see you next week.
Hey,
Bye.
bye.